Good morning, family. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. How are you? We are doing well. I'm doing well. I thank God. This is Mercy Muli with another video. Thank you so much for keeping here. We thank God. Now, we were talking about early sons. We were talking about inheritance. Are our children going to take after us? And where is the problem coming from? Are our children going to inherit what we have? Could it be the grace that you have? Okay, when you talk of the grace, there are so many things. Your business, what you do in life. Can they take after us? Can they take after you, our children? Now, and we talked about early sons. Early sons were sinful, and whatever thing that they were doing before God, before other people, was unacceptable. And that is why they did not inherit early. They could not become priests, and people would not even have allowed it. Even God himself would not have. Just listen to this. Listen to 1 Samuel chapter 2 as we finished, and then you go to Samuel Psalms. Look at this. 1 Samuel chapter 2. It says, verse 30. Therefore the Lord, God of Israel, declares, I promise that members of your family would minister before me forever. Talking to Eli. You see now, it is like Eli, I don't know, maybe Eli did not play his role well as a father, but now God is annoyed, very much annoyed by Eli's sons. And this is what he says. I promise that members of your family would minister before me forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me. Far be it from me. Those who honor me, I'll honor. But those who despise me will be disdained. Look at this. God himself declaring that it will never happen. Far be it. He says, far be it from me. It can never happen. So Eli's sons will never minister again before God. You can imagine even God disowning Eli's sons. What about the society? What about the community? They just become something that is not good. I am saying this, talking to children and also talking to parents, because could we be the cause of all this? Maybe we become so much engaged on what we are doing that we forget our children. Do we become so much engaged into our businesses that we forget to nurture our children, to bring them to where they are supposed to be? I don't know. And I say no one is an expert here. We are talking, yes. We are talking. No one is an expert. Are we becoming too busy for our children that maybe Eli was ever in the temple, never ever talking to the children? Maybe Eli had no time for the children to correct them, and the children misbehaved. Sometimes they even become rebellious because they are not experiencing the parents' love. It can happen. Sometimes the parent might be too strict that the children are there and they are not getting time. The parents are not getting time for their children, and children become rebellious because they want to draw that attention from their parents. I don't know. But now imagine they have done this, and God, they will never inherit. They will never get, the lineage will just stop there. Look at that. At that, it says, this time is coming, that one now after 30, after God says that, look at what he's saying. I read this and I really feel my heart shaking. Let us just imagine our children. Let us even imagine ourselves as children to our parents. What have we done, and where are we? Even us as children to our parents. Where are our children be? Where are they, not our children? Where are they? And where will they be? Look at this. What does that one say? The time is coming when I'll cut short your strength and the strength of your priestly house, so that no one in it will reach old age. God is cutting the priesthood in Eli's family. There will be no more priests. Why? Because of what they have done. The children have misbehaved, that the lineage, that the grace that was there has stopped. The lineage of the grace. When I talk of grace, I mean so many things that you can do. Becoming a priest, becoming a leader, serving in a certain community, whatever thing that you are doing to serve. You are serving the community, you are the chief, you are what? the leadership lineage now stops there. Why? Because of our misbehavior of the children or even of us. I could maybe in my generation we have wronged our parents, so there will be no leadership again in the space that we are in. Not even again leadership, even the grace will never be there. It can start and then it stops. Maybe there's something that I've been doing in my family. It stops. Why? Because there's a curse somewhere because of what we have been doing, our behavior. We are hurting our parents. Our children are hurting us. They are hurting God. We are hurting God, and then it stops. Look at what it says. A time is coming when I'll cut short your strength. I cut short every kind of a thing that has been happening. I'll cut short the grace in that family. I'll cut short whatever thing that is happening in that family. It is very dangerous. And then the two sons of Eli were Ophni and Phinehas. They will both die on the same day. Imagine death. Death. So there is no continuation of the generation of leadership, the generation of priesthood in Eli's family. There is a stop. No continuation. Who is supposed to be taking over from the father? It is one of the sons, one of Eli's sons, but none qualifies. Why? Because of the behavior. I do not want to imagine. Imagine where you are there, you as a parent. I am here as a parent. I have my things. I have set my family well. But who is going to inherit and put a continuation in whatever I have whatever thing that I have started? I have started a good family. That is why we have generations from one generation to another. But can you imagine a generation that is cut short because of the things that we are doing as a family? There is no more generation. It cuts short. In my place, we normally say when someone dies without children, it is a life that has already been cut short, because this person is forgotten. Because who is to continue? Who is to put a continuation in that family? You can imagine. They are going to die, and God says that He's going to raise someone up, and that person is the one to continue. Someone from another family. I do not want to imagine someone coming from outside to come and man my property, because none of my children can do that. And you do not want to imagine someone who is coming to inherit my land, to inherit my home, because none of my children can. They are lost. There's darkness in their lives. They are lost in the world that they are never found. There are some children who are never found in the family, who are never found in family matters, who can never bring, and they have no input in family matters. Even us to our parents, what kind of a thing are we doing? Can our parents be proud of us and say, it doesn't matter when I'm there or not, I know things will just continue in my family because I know there is a certain child who is very responsible. Can we become responsible that our inheritance will never be taken by someone else? Imagine Ophni, they are called Ophni and Phinehas. That was the end of it all. That was the end of them. They died on the same. I think that is bad. Do you know that is a big loss to the parents? If you are there and when you talk of dying here, it is not necessarily physical. You can just die, you get lost that you are never even felt as a child. You are never felt in that family. Me as a child to my parents, I'm never felt in that family because I have no input. And they can never be proud of me because I cannot inherit them. Then God looks for someone. But imagine it is, I'll rise up for myself a faithful priest because you do not qualify. Are you, even you, have you ever been replaced? What is it that you're supposed to be doing for your parents? What is it that you're supposed to have inherited from your parents, but it is already replaced from you? What kind of a leadership? You as a child, are you supposed to be, have you taken your space as a leader after your parents there? As someone who is taking care of your parents' home, have you taken over that? Or you are just dead? You have died as Ophni and Phinehas. And I say again, not necessarily physical, but you are nowhere. You are never felt. Your presence is never felt. There is nothing that you do. Let us go to the same First Samuel chapter 8. Look at this. Then God now chooses Samuel, and Samuel becomes the priest in Israel and the prophet. Samuel also has sons. Let us look at first. Samuel is very prominent. Samuel is just well known and one of the powerful prophets of God. One of the most feared prophets in the world, in Israel during those days. A great man of God. And here he has sons. Do you know, even before I read here, do you know, I even thought of Moses. Do you know Moses was a leader in Israel? But are we really taught so much about the sons? What did the sons do? Or is it that Moses became too busy and forgot about the sons and maybe did not get involved in the sons' lives? They did not nurture. Moses did not nurture his sons to take over. I want to imagine a parent who is too busy, me being one, that you have no time for the children. We have no time for the family, too busy. We normally say we are too busy looking for money. And then when you ask, for example, I normally call them projects. When somebody comes to me and maybe they want to talk to me, according to what you normally do, when you call the parent, they will say, these are the children I'm looking for money for. I'm looking for their school fees. I'm looking. I don't think that is so important more than their souls. It is not as important as their souls. Look at this. First Samuel chapter 8. When Samuel grew old, he appointed his sons as Israelite leaders. Samuel does that. Look at this. The name of the firstborn was Joel, Samuel's sons. And the name of his second was Abijah. Abijah was the secondborn of Samuel, prophet, a prominent prophet. And they served at Beersheba. He appointed them as leaders. He wants them there. Him as a prophet and a priest. He wants the sons and he appointed them. Then what happened? Look at verse 3. But his sons did not follow his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain and accepted bribes and perverted justice. The prophet's sons did not follow the prophet's ways. Who is to be blamed here? Is it that the prophet became too busy in the temple and forgot about the sons? Is it that the prophet became too busy and imagined that the sons are old enough because they are leaders, they will know what to do? Let me tell you, children have no old age to their parents. A child will never be a child. It doesn't matter how old the child is. You are 60 years and your parents are still there. You are a child to them. And you as a parent, talk to them. And you as a child, listen to your parents. You will never be of the same. And your wisdom is very different. And you will never be of the same age. You as a child, listen to your parents. You as a parent, still nurture your children. Even if they are old, even if they are leaders, call them, talk to them. Maybe there's something that they're not doing well. They're not doing right. Talk to them. And you as children, whether you are leaders, it doesn't matter. Listen to your children. Because listen to your parents, because you will end up losing the inheritance. You will end up making the lineage stop. You will end up, as Eli was told, that there will be no more leadership. The lineage and the flow will stop. Look at this. What happened? So all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah because the sons are bringing a problem. They are misbehaving. I think, according to let me just think as a layman, I think Samuel just forgot about him. He continued counseling other people. He continued solving problems to other people. He continued talking to other people. But because the sons are there and they are his, let me tell you, my grace is not my children's grace. My serving God is not my children serving God. And my children is not, my salvation will never take my children to heaven. I should talk to them, counsel them, and put them in a place and pray that God keeps them there. that they don't die, that they are going to inherit what I have. I sing. One of my children one time told me, as I was telling them, now we go to church early. They told me, no, mom, you are the one who sings. You are the one who is in praise and worship. Go early. We will follow you behind. You cannot go at such a time. You go, you are the one who sings. Look at that. What is that? Suppose now, I just ignore them and imagine now they will just come because they are children of someone who is serving in church. No. If I don't talk to them according to their capacity and their level, they are going to get lost. Look at what happens. They said to him, these elders now have come because Samuel's sons are not doing well. They are not good. They are not doing good. They said, now the elders have come. What did they say? They said to him, you are old and your sons do not follow your ways. Now appoint a king to us, such as all the other nations have. Remember, these sons were supposed to become prophets as the father, but now they have been cut short. The elders have come. They have said, we no longer need your leadership now. We want a king like another nation. Do you know Samuel did not advocate for that? Samuel is even telling the people in Israel, if you get a king, he is going you are not going to do well. The king will make your daughters slaves. They will make your daughters the king, the cooks. The king will make your sons the slaves in his field. So many things, and Samuel wants them. But now there was no alternative. Why? The sons would not come into Samuel's place. Samuel was the leader in Israel. Israelites did not have kings. They were being led by the prophets and the priests, and Samuel was doing it so well. But it is like Samuel now, after choosing the sons to become the leader, he just assumed that they are going to do as he has ever done. So the sons did not inherit the grace that the father had. The sons did not inherit what Samuel was doing. So it died. They died. Their leadership died. Why? They did not follow the ways of the father. Could it be the father is the one who did not counsel them? Could it be the father who had no time for them to continue nurturing them in leadership as he used to lead? The question is, why is there no lineage? Why is there no continuation, either in business, either in the type of work that I'm doing, either in leadership in the community, either in service in church? I'm serving in church and none of my children is doing it. I am maybe there's a priest, a pastor in church, and none of the sons is doing it. If anything, the sons are doing, or the children are doing the opposite. Where are we failing? Including me. I serve in church. Where am I failing? Is it that you have stopped nurturing as we become too busy where we are, that you have stopped nurturing our children? I know when I wake up in the morning, I'll go open my business, but I'll never bother even to bring my children along and teach them and nurture them in this business. So the lineage is never there. We shall continue. This is Masimoli. Kindly subscribe, like, share, and comment. I love you, beautiful people. Let us move together. Yes, let us talk. This platform is open. Bring up your points. What is it that you want us to talk about? What is it that is really stressing you, that you want us to talk about and look for what to do? Let us nurture our children. Let us have time for our children. Let us bring them together. Though I know some of us, including me, will say, the children themselves have no time for us. They don't even want to be home. They want to have their free time. They have to have, but let us just pray for them that God will create a scenario, will give us the grace, and we just do it to them where they are. God bless us all. God bless us all. I love you. Subscribe, Masimoli. Thank you.